family members. It's Sunday after we have had a mega WPL auction that was there. Yes, 165 players went yesterday. We did all the major things regarding the auction, regarding two players who made it big. But we will start the day with this song, Rally Round the West Indies, because today the West Indies created history after 25 years. Yes, West Indies have beaten England in a bilateral ODI series for the first time in 25 years. They won the day-night encounter in Barbados by 4 wickets thanks to the Duckworth-Lewis method. The third ODI was reduced to 40 overs because of rain, but then 2-1. West Indies have managed to win the series. Remember, it was Shea Hope's 100 in the first ODI that had given them a big win. England bounced back with Sam Curran's exploits in the second ODI, but in the third T20, third ODI, Casey Carter, Romario Shepherd, everybody's performance ensured the West Indies pulled off a fabulous 4 wicket win. And because of that now, they have won the series 2-1. Not since 1998 have the West Indies won a series against England. And that is remarkable considering that even in the 2000 period, they were fairly competitive. But then England have always had the better of them when it comes to ODIs. And that's why you look at it 2009, you look at 2004, you look at all the other instances, even in England, they have been hammered by by England. So that's why West Indies, it is really a day to celebrate for them because they have managed to ensure that they have won the series 2-1. They'll now be very determined to ensure that they even do well in the T20I series. Now remember, ODI format, the West Indies have not been at their best at all. I mean, they lost in the World Cup qualifiers. They did not make it to the ICC ODI World Cup. And this win against England will only give up their confidence as to a start of a new era. This era, one hopes that the West Indies are fairly competent and consistent in all departments. But for England, boy oh boy, their New England is burning at this point in time because they have not just been eliminated in the World Cup in dire circumstances. I mean, it was labeled as the worst title defense in the history of British sport. Now they have lost a series to the West Indies 1-2. And somehow 2023, what started off with slight promise, has ended on an absolutely woeful note for England. So that's why Josh Butler's team, it's not looking good for them at all. And that's why England will be really, really wondering what went wrong for them in 2023. They could not get the Ashes back. They did not defend their World Cup title. And on top of that, they have lost to the West Indies. Now remember, West Indies, if you look at it, they have lost only one series to them, to England, in test matches in 54 years in the West Indies. 1968 and 2004, that was the only time. From 68 to 2021 even, they have only lost one test series to them in West Indies. So that is why England somehow, some way, even a weakened West Indies, always make England struggle. So that's why it is a big, big feat indeed at what the West Indies have achieved today because the day-night ODI that was there at the Kensington Oval in Barbados ensured that they have won in grand fashion and a series win after 25 years against England. But from the West Indies, let us fly down to Kingsmead, Durban. And today is the first T20I between India and South Africa. It is all in preparation for the World T20. But unfortunately, what you're going to see is probably a lot of rain interruptions because the weather, according to a lot of weather forecasts that are there in Kingsmead, Durban at this point in time, the weather from 4 p.m. local, the match starts at 7:30 p.m. IST. The weather from 4 to 8, 9 p.m. is actually not looking good at all. 50 to 70% chances of rain in Kingsmead, Durban. And because of that now, you may see a rain interrupted T20I at max. Hopefully, we are praying that the rain stays away, but the forecast for Durban is not looking good at all. Remember, these are the venues where India are going to play the white ball series. Durban, Kepaherha, Johannesburg. Johannesburg will host the first ODI as well. And then you're going to have Kepaherha host the second ODI. And then the third ODI will be played at Centurion, where you'll also play the first test. Newlands will host the second test there. So Rain is forecast for the first T20I between India and South Africa at Kingsmead, Durban, and it is not good news at all. Whatever way you look at it, it is not good news. So that is the current situation that we have when you're looking at this first T20I. We hope the rain stays away, but there is chances of rain. 50 to 70% of Durban's area is expected to get rain. We hope in the remaining 30%, Kingsmead does not feature in it. Now, when you have to look at all the other sports that is happening all over the world, yesterday the WPL auction happened. Vrinda Dinesh, 1.3 crores from rupees 10 lakh. Initially, she felt that she was being sold for 1.3 lakhs. But that is impossible because her base price was 10 lakhs. So excited she was that she was shocked when she was in Raipur. Remember, she's there with the Karnataka team for the emerging women's tournament. There in Raipur, she felt that, have I really been sold for 1.3 crores? That was the first reaction that Vrinda Dinesh had. She has given an interview to ESPN Cricinfo. You can see that. And everybody, her family were in tears. She was totally overawed by the situation. Her phone did not stop ringing. That is the story of Vrinda Dinesh. I've done a special profile on both Vrinda Dinesh and Kashvi Gautam, the two superstars who managed to strike big in the WPL auction that happened yesterday. One, Kashvi Gautam got 2 crores from a base price of 10 lakhs. And you look at Vrinda Dinesh from Karnataka, she's gotten 1.3 crores. So do check that video out as well, what I have done on Sports Today. And if you have to now look at the world of other sports, you have to see that Neeraj Chopra and Kishore Jena, they have probably decided that they'll begin their preparation for the Olympics in 2024, either from the Rabat Diamond League or from the Morocco Diamond, from the Rabat Diamond League itself. That is the situation that we are hearing, that maybe Kishore Jena and Neeraj Chopra might very well begin their Olympic preparations for Rabat, from Rabat Diamond League. So that's the situation we're getting there. When you have to look at the world of football, Bayern Munich was thrashed 1-5 by Eintracht Frankfurt, and it was not good news at all for Bayern Munich. Now they've fallen way back into the pecking order in the Bundesliga because Bayer Leverkusen are up with, and they could potentially increase their lead to 6 points because they take on VfB Stuttgart in their other encounter. So Bayern Munich's woes are increasing in the Bundesliga, but anyway, remember, they have won the Bundesliga for an entire decade. That is dominance. So that's why somewhere down the line a streak has to end. But when you look at Premier League, Manchester United lost yesterday, and it further sums up the roller coaster journey that the Reds are feeling at this point in time. I mean, Manchester United, they had beaten Chelsea, but they have lost in their next game. They somehow struggle to win at home. Old Trafford is no longer the sentinel that used to be for them. So was even there for them as well. And Real Madrid were held to a 1-1 draw yesterday in the La Liga as well. So a lot of interesting situations that is there in this particular football tournaments as we head into the Christmas break. Remember, barring the Premier League, most of the other leagues will have a Christmas break at this point. Today, if you have to look at it, it is India versus Pakistan in the emerging Asia Cup under-19. And after their win against Afghanistan, India will be determined to ensure that they continue their good run against Pakistan as well. So that is one more thing that we look at. The emerging Asia Cup, the under-19 Asia Cup that's going to be held in Dubai. Today, it is India versus Pakistan. Do check that out as well. And there is even more good news in the FIH Junior World Cup. The Hockey World Cup, of the Junior World Cup that's been held in Malaysia. India have sailed into the quarterfinals with a 10-1 drubbing of Canada. But who faces them in the quarterfinals? The Netherlands. India will have to play their absolute A game if they have to decimate the Netherlands. Remember, Netherlands are one of the strongest teams when you look at both the senior and the junior team as well. Even the women's team are one of the best when it comes to hockey. So Netherlands versus India in the quarterfinal of the Junior World Cup. India will have to pull off something spectacular to ensure that they can reach the semifinals. So, versus Netherlands, that's going to be a big challenge indeed. So, we hope that tomorrow that they can really put on a good show indeed. So, that is the latest that we are bringing you from the world of sport. Let me just tell you, ICC Sportsman, ICC reduced teams for World Cup to keep teams like West Indies out of World Cup. Not really sportsman, but look, I do agree with the fact that yes, only 10 teams were allowed because of the round robin structure in 2019 and 2023. But in 2027, it's going to be 14 teams. You're back to the Super 6 tournament because Namibia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa are getting automatic qualifications. So, in that sense, 2027 can be a correction of all that things. But yes, West Indies themselves didn't make it easier by losing to Netherlands in the ICC World Cup qualifier. They lost even to Sri Lanka, and they even lost to Scotland. So West Indies, even in 2023, when you look at their World Cup fortunes, they never deserved it. So that's why that's the situation that's there. Why Butler is failing nowadays? Sankal B saying no good bowlers in England also. Yeah, I mean, it's a very big surprise. Why is Josh Butler failing? Why is the England cricket team suddenly having such a big slump? I guess some teams slump at the worst possible time. I mean, until August, we are all saying England's one of the favorites. They won 3-1 against New Zealand. But then, World Cup, they just collapsed like a pack of cards. Even in the West Indies, inspired West Indies batting, bowling ensured that they have won the series 2-1. And yes, sports fans, Spain hammered us 4-1. That's why I'm slightly worried about this entire series. Because the Netherlands play very aggressive and clinical hockey. You must have seen in the game even against Belgium where they were trailing 2-3, but they managed to win 5-3 against them. So Netherlands know when the chips are down, they know when to counter attack, and they do it in style as well. So New Zealand, Sankal be saying New Zealand Bangladesh series like Glenn Phillips, good friend in test. Yes, somehow, some way, New Zealand managed to win, and because of that, India has surged to second in the points table because they look at in this way a very very good side indeed. So Bangladesh, New Zealand, that series has ended. New Zealand's one Asian sojourn has ended in this entire WTC cycle. You can check out the video that I did yesterday. New Zealand's away series are against India, 3 tests, Sri Lanka, 2 tests. At home, it is South Africa, Australia, and England. Oof, if they win all that and they get to the final, it'll be a grand feat indeed. And sports fan is like saying, what do you make of India women's team dismal performance? Smriti is not looking good against spin, and so do rest of the batters look woeful. You summed it up, sports fan, woeful. The shot selection that was there in that game was absolutely woeful. Whoever played bad shots threw their wickets away. Look at even the 2 England players, Alice Capsey and Freya Camp. They attempted reverse sweeps when it was not needed. Why? Wrong shot selection on a pitch that was assisting a bit of pace and a bit of spin. So that's why horrible application. Sankal B saying Smriti Mandhana failing since last year WPL. When you have a good run, sometimes a lean patch has to come. And Sankal B, unfortunately for Smriti Mandhana, that lean patch has come now. Ever since the Commonwealth Games, and if you look at the WPL also, she's endured a bit of a lean run indeed. Okay, KK, just do you think Butler is lucky in WC 2022? He got team from Morgan. I won't say he's lucky. At that time, look, England were almost down and out. They had to play inspired cricket and they got it. But the round robin format in the 2023 World Cup meant that if they slumped way down, they were going to stay down. And that's why England, they were not lucky in 2022. They deserved the win. But in 2023, they were just found wanting. Everybody lost form at the wrong time. Everybody's bowling form, everybody's batting form just dipped at the wrong time, and that's why they just did not have. And I'll take the last question. Sankalp, why Chamari Attapattu remained unsold? She was BBL highest run getter. Trust me, I myself was shocked that Chamari Attapattu was not picked in the WPL auction. Leading run getter in the Big Bash League. And by the way, did you know, she only could come into the Big Bash League, the Women's Big Bash League, because one opponent got injured. Had that opponent not got one player got injured, she would not have even played the WBBL. That's the situation that Chamari Attapattu faced. And even in the World T20, although Sri Lanka didn't make it to the knockouts, Chamari Attapattu was your leading run getter. So that is why I am saying talent doesn't matter. And even if you have to look at what the Mumbai Indians director said, I was shocked that Chamari Attapattu didn't come in. Well, if she was herself shocked, why didn't she bid for Chamari Attapattu? That's the only thing I would like to say. So, can't stack up so many openers. Only few slots are there in 5 teams. I think you're talking about the Indian cricket team. Yes, that's an old different conundrum. You can check that out. I mean, as far as tenure is concerned, coaching is concerned, squad selection is concerned, IPL is going to be a benchmark. Why Butler is feeling pressure after successful in T20s but not converting in ODI? Sarat Chandra Yalamarthi is saying, well, Sarat, different formats, different dynamics altogether. And Shan Masood, yes, Uncle, brilliant. Shan Masood will be the player to look out for in this test series, along with Babar Azam and Mohammad Azwan. So, We are gearing up for the first T20I between India and South Africa, Kingsmead Durban. Let's hope the rain stays away. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Day. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Bye bye.